episode of Oregon Life.
Thanks for
right?
watching this episode
of Oregon Life.
Hi, I'm Frank Caruso. Welcome to another episode of Oregon Live. We're here at Oregon High School in Mr. Derrick's art room class, and we're about to see some of the incredible artwork that they're producing for the Anderson Park. So stay tuned for this next episode of Oregon Life.
Hi, my name is Jan Kelscher, and I'm coordinating this year's Anderson Farm Park ABC Rock and Fairy House Walk, which will be held on June 3rd. It's a Saturday. It starts at 9:30 and ends at 11:30. This is our second annual event, and what's new this year is Michael Derrick. He is the art teacher at Oregon High School, is working with his students. They are painting rocks of the wildflowers that grow in the park. And so we will have 25 rocks around the perimeter of the park and in the woodlands, helping people understand, identify the flowers that grow here.
I'm Michael Derrick, and I am an art teacher here at OHS. And today you are here visiting my painting class, who is taking part in the Anderson Park, and we are painting some rocks. This project has an awesome correlation to our curriculum as we get to kind of meet some of our state and national standards on the environment, and we are excited to try it as the students get to observe new things about their surroundings and be able to put that into an artistic form.
Another new addition this year is we are going to have a story walk. The story is called A to Z Animal Picnic, and it is just a delightful story that was both written and illustrated by a woman who lives in Cross Plains. Her name is Kim Marie, and I know that kids, adults as well, will love the story. The animals all bring objects that start from A to Z to the picnic. And in the story itself, there's lots of objects that represent each letter on each of the pages. So the other thing that I need to share, and I'm really excited about, is we are having a Flintstone theme to promote the event. And as you can see, all of the major Flintstone characters were painted on rocks by local rock artist extraordinaire Ken Anderson. And to the right of these beautiful rocks is the Flintmobile. The Flintmobile was handmade by a relative of mine, Sam Aker, using cherry wood from Anderson Farm Park to make the rollers for this beautiful Flintmobile, and then other wood that he had in his workshop.
Hi, my name is Sam Aker. I'm a first cousin of Jan and John Faust. And Jan had asked me if I would be interested in making a Flintmobile for the Anderson Park group as part of their rock hunt and fundraising and so on. And so I agreed to do that last year at the park. John helped me get some cherry logs. And so I had some lumber made from that, and so I'm going to use some of the lumber from Anderson Park in the project. So let's start on a few pieces. So over here, I've taken a piece of cherry that I'm going to use to make the wheels for the Flintmobile. And back up just a little bit. I drew a plan, so Jan gave me a website to look at of a guy who did a Flintmobile. And so I kind of drew up a plan, talked to Jan and John about the scale that they wanted, and so I'm gonna try to make this happen. Okay, I've got all of the parts made. I've done some of the assembly already. As you can see, I've taken the chassis side components, the logs, and I made the seat parts out of those pieces of wood that I showed that have kind of a rustic edge to it, and made a little bone steering component, if you will. I made that piece out of birch to try to make it look more like the color of a bone. So now we'll do the assembly. We got to think ahead to our finishing process, because I can't really assemble this whole thing and then finish it later, or I won't be able to get finish into all the little nooks and crannies. So what we'll do is assemble the canopy first. I put a 5-degree forward lean on it to kind of make it look like, it's moving forward. So these are all the component parts that I turned out on the lathe, and I already drilled all the holes. And so I also made a little crossbar here to kind of stiffen up the canopy assembly and to give support for the little rag top that's going to come across the bottom. So I'll just kind of show how this is going to look glued together. The wheels, I actually drilled them all the way through so an axle can go through and that the wheel can turn. After I have those finished, I'll assemble those on here, glue those axles to the chassis, and then tack a little nail in there to hold it together. So the finished product is gonna kind of look like this when it's all done, and the wheels will turn.
Yabba dabba do, you're invited to the 2023 Anderson Farm Park ABC Rock and Fairy House Walk on June 3rd. Really hoping that you all will come and attend and have fun and consider dressing up in your favorite Flintstone character. Hope to see you here. Bye-bye.
Watching this episode of Oregon Life.
Thanks for
Right?
watching this
Episode of Oregon Life.